A lot of single dwelling homes have become multiple dwelling homes over the last 15 to 30 years. On 86th Street, there were these beautiful rambling homes, and a contractor bought them, and they put up these, like, 3 floors, 2 families on each floor. Okay, that happened on 76th Street. And another thing, too, and I forgot what that question was, but I think that brings in a lot of congestion. Also, the stability of a neighborhood has to do with the stores that service the community. Okay, and stores are coming in, and there are all these stores that really don't service you. We've got so many 99-cent stores. We've got tons of furniture stores, and their leases are over, and they're taking off, and they're closing down. You know, I remember when the stores in Jackson Heights serviced the community, and I think one of the reasons is they're being priced out. They're not given long leases. I mean, I grew up with merchants that I knew. From the time I was 10, they knew I was going to graduate high school, going to go to college, and so forth. Why are they not given long-term leases? And then negotiate the lease, you know, protect them, give them something, because they're moving out, because they can't afford to stay.
Councilwoman, have something here too. Let me answer
sorry,
sometimes.
real quickly.
You don't have a fight on this issue.
Sorry, guys. Real quickly, we're going to limit these answers to 1 minute, just in the interest of getting as many questions as possible.
About her argument about 1 family house to 3 family house, it's a nice idea. You can say that. So the people coming to this neighborhood, where are they going to live? I mean, zoning is there. Unless you dezone the whole, downzone the whole places, you have to have a 1 family. Now, where is all these millions of people? We have 150,000 people by law, maybe 30,000 illegal. Where are they going to live, though? Idea is very good. When you grew up 30 years ago, it's so beautiful. But it's not that many people. I think you are asking to dezone the whole place. It's not going to happen, number 1. Number 2, Roosevelt Avenue and all these places, it can be the hub of a big business in this town, because if you provide more police on the street, more light on the street, 1 police control Roosevelt Avenue, so we can eliminate prostitution and crime, and the people will come up with more business, not only 99 cents. A lot of good business comes up. No, the business place is there already.
The fact is, what do you do about illegal conversions? That's the question. Because you're talking about illegal conversions.
That's illegal.
And Stanley, to some degree, is right, because the city has been very reluctant to remove people from them. I witnessed people being evicted from an apartment building, 3-story, and the Red Cross had to come in the middle of winter. They had 2 little kids. Her husband wasn't home yet, and she had to be evicted because it was illegal in the middle of winter. So there are issues with that, but at the same time, that doesn't condone illegal conversions. The city has to do more. The buildings department has had some very difficult times, and we all know that. The thing is, we have done a rotten job in this city of affordable housing. We've done a very rotten job with it. So what is most important is that before we look at that, we need to take a handle on affordable housing. We need to be able to provide housing for people, and we haven't done that. So we can work at 2 things at the same time. Thank you.
The overcrowding in houses is a very unfortunate issue. It not only affects the neighborhood, but it also affects the people who live there. We had people who had fires and who were killed. There's a house of immigrants, recently Mexican immigrants, I think, within the last 3 or 4 years. The house went on fire, and many of them were killed. So we need to have enforcement there as well. The Department of Buildings budget is very, very small, and it's not enough to be able to enforce those rules and regulations. In regard to furniture stores, I'm glad that you brought that up, because it reminds me, that was the one piece of legislation that the council member introduced in 8 years in office, was a bill to license furniture stores. That's it. Nothing else. She never introduced any other piece of legislation.
Excuse me. You know, that is so far out that I really can't deal with the hundreds of pieces of legislation. But one of the things he is overlooking, when I was chair of the ethics committee, I sponsored, the council passed, it came out of committee, was the best whistleblowing law this city ever had. So much so that California took and modeled after that. Because before, people were not able to whistleblow. We talked about government, better government, good government, serving and saving and being able to conserve the dollars and what have you. And there were reprisals for that, absolute reprisals. People were not afraid when that bill was passed. That was mine. So I think that you have wouldn't say you have a short memory. I think you distort the truth intentionally because everybody knows about that whistleblowing bill. Everybody. Okay,
so we're going to move on to the next question.
Can I ask you one answer to this? See, she said there is all 99-cent stores. And there is a legislation, and they were trying to pass commercial rent control. Did you support that?
It never went through.
No, I know, but I'm not asking you to went through. Did you ever support that? Commercial. The legislation is the lack of.
Yes,
No, only two vote away from passing that. If that would have passed, this neighborhood would have been changed a lot because these people, the builders who contribute money to politicians, a lot of money to their election campaign and all those things. They hike up the price from $2,000 rent starting to $5,000. I mean, you have a protection. And there is a legislation, lack of 2 votes in the city council for the last 8 years. Did you support Helen Sears? I just wanted to know as a curiosity. I was not observing everything for every 8 years. I'm working hard to make my money. And I was wondering, did you support that legislation to control the commercial rent increase?
Yes, indeed.
You did?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. We got to move on to the next question.
Okay.